Have you been reading this week anywhere in the Bible? Have you been in Genesis or what?
No, I haven't.
No. Have any New Testament or anything? I was reading some New Testament and stuff, and I don't know. I begin to wonder I can't even remember now. Like when I was younger, I read the Bible like someone that attends churches, and just what on earth did I think I was reading back then? I don't know. I don't think I understood the historic purpose of it or anything. I mean, now when I read it, I can see what's going on. I don't know. I can't remember too much what it used to feel like reading it. Like if you're reading the Gospels and Jesus comes into a town and starts teaching, what I guess you just assume he's telling you how to get saved. That's just how you read the whole thing. That seems to be what's going on.
I remember a little better how that felt because it really wasn't too long ago for me. It felt kind of similar what to you're saying, where I really overall didn't know what was going on. I really didn't get the premise. I definitely saw it as an application book more than anything. Application how to save my soul and how to live, and couldn't help but think that works were a part of it, even though I was told it wasn't. So anytime you come across something that you should do, or you should do this so that you can become more like Christ and what he did, I just took it as something I was supposed to apply to my life and get better at. It was really more of a how to save your soul instruction manual is the best way I can put it on how I felt about it. And I had no clue what it's like the terms of use that you always check off whenever you're creating a new account or something. You never really understand what the heck is being talked about. That's how I felt about the Bible.
Yeah.
In general, I kind of knew what was about it. In the Old Testament, it concerned these stories and this Israel, and then the New Testament was for everyone, and this is how you get saved, and how to stay saved. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah, you know what? What's being described is the difference between a Greek view and a Jewish view. And the Greek view reads this text like it's all about your afterlife, your blissful afterlife. When people read it, they're thinking of the afterlife and they're thinking of their death and a blissful afterlife. That's very Greek. And that's not what the Bible's even getting at all. But that's how it's read. And then the Jewish view, they look for revitalization. And this includes resurrection and the kingdom that'll reestablish the axis mundi on earth. That's what it's really about. And that's the Jewish view. We have to get people away from this Greek view to a Jewish view. Because when you read it in that Greek view, it's like you said, and we all know Paul taught grace, and I love going to Duncan Heister, my favorite Christadelphian teacher, who teaches grace, and he knows grace is in there, and he tries to teach it because he knows it's in there. But when you're reading the Bible from the Greek perspective, you're going to read various passages as work salvation. You have to. Because that's the immediate application of them. It's just your salvation. Your blissful afterlife is what's in view. So we have to get people away from the Greek exposition to a Jewish exposition, Jewish mindset.
I think that's very well put, man.
I'll have to, I'll just make a video of us just chatting like this. I'll bet people would enjoy that. I don't know.
I think so. I think that's really important. The Old Testament is all about the Jewish view, and you're tainting it if you think that the Greek view is the way to look about it.
Mm-hmm.
It seems so simple, but so heavily overlooked. And then that Jewish view transfers into the New Testament. Why Jesus came, nothing has changed.
Right. Right. Um, it's like Philip and Nathaniel in John 1. They were like, oh, this is the one Moses wrote about. We found him.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus from Nazareth. And so they were looking for him. I think a lot of Christians don't understand why Christ suddenly came on the scene and when he did. And then a lot of, let me look at something out my window real quick. I'm parked on this street. I was just going to make a crack on covenantalists and say they don't know why the Apostle Paul was raised up. I don't know.
Ouch.
Yeah, people don't understand these things. And if they did, they would understand what's going on. Why did why did Jesus why did Jesus come on the scene announcing the kingdom of God was at hand? Do people know why and what that means? And then for covenantalists, they need to think about why God raised up the Apostle Paul when he did. They need to really think about it.